It is the ultimate anti-football weapon, a tactical system designed entirely to frustrate, suffocate, and completely destroy the creativity of the most expensive attacking teams on the planet. In modern football, whenever a massive underdog faces a global powerhouse, they don't try to match them pass for pass. Instead, they park a human bus inside their own penalty box. This is the low block. It is a deeply defensive structure where all 11 players retreat deep into their own territory, completely compressing the space and daring the opponent to find a way through. To the casual viewer, it looks lazy, boring, and purely negative. But underneath the surface, executing a world-class low block requires flawless geometric discipline, immense physical endurance, and absolute mental focus. Breaking it down is easily the single hardest puzzle in modern sports, and even the greatest managers often completely fail to solve it. I'm Liam, your tactical guide. Today, we are dissecting the exact mechanics of the low block. We will look at why it completely breaks attacking systems, the hidden science behind how it works, and the only 3 ways to actually smash through it. Let's get into it. To truly understand why a low block is a nightmare to play against, you have to look at the sheer lack of space. In a standard tactical setup, teams leave large open gaps between their defenders and their midfielders. A low block completely eliminates those gaps. The defensive line sits right on top of their own 18-yard box, and the midfield line sits less than 10 yards directly in front of them. This creates a dense, impenetrable human grid. Think about it from the perspective of an attacking playmaker. Normally, you look to pass the ball into the pockets of space behind the opponent's midfield. But in a low block, those pockets literally do not exist. The moment an attacker receives the ball in the center, they are instantly swarmed by 2 or 3 defenders closing in from every angle. It forces the attacking team to pass the ball sideways and backward, over and over again. It is a psychological trap. The defensive team willingly gives up 70% of the ball, entirely content to let the opposition pass themselves to death, while they wait for one single mistake to launch a lethal counterattack. But don't mistake this for a passive tactic. Maintaining a low block for 90 minutes is a brutal, exhausting task that requires elite horizontal sliding. The entire defensive block must move in perfect synchronization, shifting like a pendulum toward whichever side of the pitch the ball is on. If the ball goes left, all 10 outfield players slide left in perfect harmony, maintaining their exact structural distances down to the very last inch. This is exactly where the skepticism comes in. A low block is a high wire act with absolutely zero margin for error. It works perfectly for 85 minutes, but the absolute moment one single midfielder switches off, forgets to track a runner, or slides 2 yards too late, the entire system instantly collapses. A world-class attacker will exploit that tiny fraction of a second, slide a pass through the opening, and kill the game. To play a low block, you are essentially gambling that your players can maintain flawless cognitive focus under non-stop physical pressure for an entire match. It is a massive, stressful gamble. We are about to look at the 3 specific tactical tools that elite managers use to completely shatter a low block. Methods that transform a frustrating, stagnant match into an absolute attacking clinic. But before we break down those hidden solutions, if you love analyzing the deep tactical systems, rules, and blueprints that govern global football, hit that subscribe button right now. Share this video with a friend who hates defensive football so they can finally understand the hidden genius behind it. Your support keeps this channel running independently. Done it? Excellent. Now, let's look at how to break the wall. So how do you actually defeat an elite low block? You cannot pass through it, so you must force it to stretch. The first method is the high-probability baseline cutback. Attacking teams will flood the wide wings, drawing the defensive block outward, and then launch a rapid, low pass backward into the box. Because the defenders are all facing their own goal while running backward, these blind spot cutbacks completely bypass their vision, creating highly lethal scoring chances right at the penalty spot. The second method is the raw chaos of an elite individual dribbler. A low block relies heavily on structured zone defense, but a highly unpredictable winger who can consistently win a one-on-one duel completely wrecks that structure. The moment a dribbler beats their direct marker, a second defender is forced to step out of line to help, which instantly tears open a massive gap in the defensive wall. The low block is an incredibly powerful, legitimate defensive masterpiece, but against elite spatial manipulation, speed, and absolute discipline, even the thickest brick walls will eventually crumble. The low block might not always be pretty to watch, but it is one of the most mechanically fascinating setups in all of modern football. It turns the pitch into an ultimate battle of space and patience. Now, if you want to learn how to spot these complex defensive shapes and tracking triggers the absolute moment a game kicks off, click on the video pop-up to your left to master exactly how to read any football match in the first 15 minutes. Or, if you want to see how these ultra-defensive systems will shape the future of the absolute biggest tournament on Earth, click on the video pop-up to your right to discover why the new 48-team World Cup changes everything. I'm Liam, and I'll see you right over there.